Hey everyone, this is Kevin, your Aptrepreneur, and we gotta talk about something serious. I mean, granted, we're always talking about serious topics, but this is a little bit more serious than usual, and it's probably not something you necessarily want to listen to right now, if only because I think we're not getting necessarily sick of talking about this, only that we're disappointed that we're talking about it so much. And I mean, and of course you probably figure out where this is heading. I mean, a few weeks ago the Harvey Weinstein scandal blew up, and since then there have been multiple stories coming out of people who have been sexually harassed and abused, and it's not right. And I mean, it definitely, affected me today on a kind of a small way when Kevin Spacey's recent allegations more or less got House of Cards canceled, which I'm actually going to talk about that on my other channel if you guys want to find out my thoughts on that. But there is another story that came out, and I'm going to link to it below. And I want you guys to read it in detail because it kind of made me upset. Kind of like how it made a lot of people upset that Harvey Weinstein could get away with what he was getting away with for so long. I think we're at a point where we need to talk about this particular issue and what can Uber and Lyft do to change it. Now, the article is titled something along the lines of like 11 female drivers tell their stories of abuse at Uber. And it's not the typical abuse story you see. Most of the time when you hear about a story about abuse at Uber, it's at the company, it's at the corporate level, it's in the management position, and Uber, I think, is trying to change that. But this article was about what is it like to be a female passenger who was sexually harassed while they are driving for Uber. And, well, here's the thing. It's not exactly a secret. It just isn't. In fact, I mean, and it's kind of almost expected, to be honest. I mean, especially if you work like the early morning hours like I do, you're going to meet some people who are drunk, who are a little abusive, who are a little aggressive. Heck, I have had people hit on me before. And there was even a story where where one girl actually outright asked if I wanted to have sex that night. And for the record, very attractive girl. Very attractive. I turned her down because it was not the right thing to do. I was supposed to get her there safely. Taking advantage of her is not part of the deal. So I'm just going to state that up front. And it's not a huge... How should I put it? This doesn't happen all the time with me. Most of the time, when people get belligerent with me, they just get angry. But these 11 women told stories where guys touched them inappropriately. They offered to have sex with them. They tried so many things, and in every situation, the story was pretty similar with Uber. Every time there was a report like this made, their account was suspended, whether it be temporary or permanently. It actually kind of switched back and forth. And the question remained every time, okay, what are you going to do about it, though? What are you going to do about it? Uber is frankly not going to do anything. In fact, this has been an ongoing topic in general, like, why is it that drivers are vetted on Uber, but not the passengers? Drivers, they need to see if there is a history of violence, if there is a history of sexual assault, if there is a history of stealing, if there is a history of armed robbery. All these things Uber looks up when you're a driver. When you're a passenger, you just need a credit card and that's it. That's it. And I'm not the only rideshare YouTuber who's complained about this. And this is something we complain about for a number of reasons, because drivers are vulnerable. Uber has a no weapons policy, which, why are they allowed to have that policy when we're an independent contractor and our lives are on the line? I don't know. I mean, it's one of those scary things where, hey, if you protect yourself with a weapon, guess what? You're in trouble. You're in trouble because you violated Uber's terms of agreement. But this article has highlighted that, yeah, you know what, there are women who drive for Uber. And you know what, something needs to be done to protect them. Something needs to be done to try to, I don't know, like, make it so that they don't get these people. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. Uber has no screening process for passengers, though. And some of the biggest douches in the world get Uber rides, especially since Uber is so affordable that any loudmouth can get a ride. I mean, heck, I remember the customers being far more pleasant and far less rambunctious the more expensive it was, because really, truly disrespectful people couldn't really afford to take Uber, or they didn't want to pay it, which I was perfectly okay with. I didn't want them in my car. And now this article's come out. And this is probably not a Susan Fowler level article, although if you share this video and the article, I'm sure we could make it one. It bothers me that, you know, for how long has Uber's been around, there is a known problem with people harassing the drivers. And the female drivers get it worse than the guy drivers. They just do. Because, hey, you know what? When a guy is drunk and there's a pretty girl there driving, hey, logic goes out the window. You know, and some people, when they get drunk, not everyone, of course. Not everyone. I know some people get drunk who are actually quite fun when they're drunk. But some people turn into animals. And they take advantage of a situation and they make the women feel very uncomfortable. Sometimes indirectly so, sometimes very directly so. And this is not okay. And I think there's measures that Uber can put in place that could prevent some of this from happening. And since the riders are not Uber's customers, why should they care? They should be making the platform safe for their true customers, which is us. You know, because it's their word that we're their customers. Will they actually do it? I don't know. I would like to hope that the conversation is just so vivid right now. The environment's so toxic that whenever these situations come up, companies... I would like for this to be a true culture change. A true culture change, because sexual assault is not good. It's just not. But as we know, money speaks. Money speaks. And while I do believe that if you're accused of something, you should have your account reinstated, I think little basic background checks before people can use Uber should be enforced. I mean, heck, one of my most popular videos, I was attacked and robbed by an Uber driver tonight. That guy had 5 stars. I was his first Uber ride. Obviously, you know, first-timers can definitely do some pretty bad stuff. But this is not about me. This is about, you know, the women who drive for Uber. Women, if you drive for Uber, first of all, I recommend you subscribe to Drive Girl Drive's channel. She has more relevant information for you. But from my perspective, try not to drive at night. Even if there's more money to be made, I'm sorry, I know that's not fair, but after 9 p.m., maybe even 8:30, that's the cutoff times. Don't drive for Uber. Have some protection, whether it be pepper spray or something. I don't care what Uber's policy says. Protect yourself, because Uber is not going to do it. And until they make announcements that they are going to do something to make sure that the things that happen in this article don't happen again, and they come up with some real tangible solutions, I don't think it's safe for you to drive for Uber. Heck, it's really not safe for me to drive for Uber. I don't even know why I'm doing it sometimes. But, yeah. Anyway, let's get the conversation started. I know it's unpleasant, but are you a female Uber driver? What are some of your stories, and what did Uber do about it? I'd love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share this video to everyone you know. Subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one, and stay safe.